go ahead and get into the fun of it. But thank you guys again for joining us and being a part of the American Kidney Fund's Rare Kidney Disease Action Network. I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Casey Manuch. I am a social media manager here at the American Kidney Fund. And today I will be walking you guys through my presentation from Experience to Impact, sharing your rare disease story through social media. As we know, Rare Disease Day is coming up on February 28th. So we just kind of wanted to provide some additional training around social media and how you guys may be able to utilize all of the different platforms in sharing your stories, advocacy efforts, and everything along those lines. All right, so let's go right into it. We'll give a quick thank you to our sponsors, Otsuka and Travere Therapeutics. Without them, we would not be able to do this great work and educate all the kidney patients and ambassadors that we do. So we give them a huge thank you. A quick introduction to myself. So I have been an American Kidney Fund social media manager since March 2023, and I have 8 years of nonprofit social media management experience, and been leading the American Kidney Fund social media strategy and digital engagement to really support our mission of fighting kidney disease and helping people live healthier lives. And since I have been on board here at AKF, we've expanded our social presence a ton. We're now posting on TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, and YouTube Shorts, in addition to the classics like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all those good ones. And I have this in the beginning, but I also have it at the end. But I wanted to give you guys my email address. If you guys have any questions or anything that you may think of after the presentation that you want to ask, any ideas, anything like that, I'm more than happy to answer your questions, give you any ideas, any insight, anything like that. So please feel free to reach out, shoot me a note whenever you have anything social related you may want to ask. Would love to talk to you. That's it for me. So the goals for today's training, we're going to receive a clear overview of main social media platforms. So that'll be our first part, kind of a high-level view of everything social. We'll talk best practices, tips, and tricks for building and engaging an online community on social media, since that is a bit different than doing in-person events. And you'll leave the training today with ready-to-use content and ideas to help you start posting in time for Rare Disease Day. So that is our goal for today, is to help you guys feel a little bit more comfortable about social media if you're not, and you may have some questions, but also to give you guys content that you can use and post on your own for Rare Disease Day that's coming up. All right, so our first overview of social media channels. Why is social important for those living with rare diseases? So social media helps bridge the gaps when conditions are rare and misunderstood. People may feel isolated or unheard, and awareness and advocacy need to move faster. So your personal lived experience really adds the context and humanity and can build a community of similar people. People really want to see and meet others who are kind of experiencing the same things they are, especially if they're struggling. You can really build support with other people and find a community online that can really be beneficial when it comes to mental health, anything like that, when you are dealing with kidney disease day in and day out. So social media platforms and adult users, here's kind of a good overview of the big platforms. YouTube is by far a huge one. About 84% of adults use that. So that is the most widely used. It's basically a Google, but it's just videos. So it's Google, but in video form. Facebook also really popular and continues to stay popular with 71% of adults using that. Instagram has increased the adult users, so about 50% of adults are using that now. TikTok, a ton of more adults have gotten on there recently. I know some people may think that it's all just kind of dancing and not really meaningful content, but there are really great niche communities that are popping up on TikTok because there are more and more people that are sharing their stories on there. Reddit is also a really good one. People really love subreddits and really getting into niche communities on there. And it's a lot of community building and being able to relate to others that are really dealing with the exact same thing you are dealing with. X kind of users have left more recently, but still about 21% of adults are on there. Smaller platforms like Thread, about 8% or less active, much more of a niche community. So AKF's main social media platforms, like I mentioned, were Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube and YouTube Shorts, TikTok, X, and Threads. And so each of these we kind of use a little bit differently. The audience on each of the platforms is a bit different. So that's something to think about for yourself when you're posting your own content. Facebook is a very community driven platform. It's really great for groups, conversations, and longer personal posts. The Facebook groups are really, really great for finding niche communities, and they are very, very active. I highly recommend searching around Facebook groups. You can always search your disease name, anything like that, and you may find something similar. And if you're not in it already, you have to join the AKF Ambassador Facebook group. We love our Facebook groups. Instagram, a visual storytelling platform, ideal for sharing moments, experiences, and awareness through photos, videos, and stories. A little bit different than Facebook. You have the carousel option that makes it really informative and interactive, a little bit different than Facebook. LinkedIn is much more of a professional facing network where thoughtful posts and lived experience can influence healthcare practice, policy, and leadership conversations. So if you're someone with an active LinkedIn account, that can also be a really great place to start posting content. YouTube and YouTube Shorts, like I mentioned, basically Google, but in video. So this is video first platform for education and storytelling. TikTok, kind of the same as YouTube and YouTube Shorts, but much more short form video. YouTube is maybe the 10-minute longer or 30-minute explainer videos, Q&As, those sorts of things. TikTok is much shorter, maybe a minute 30, 2 minutes, 3-minute videos of someone really giving a deep dive of their own personal story. X, formerly Twitter, a real-time conversation platform centered on advocacy, news, and hashtag-driven discussions. Hashtags are great over there because you're able to use those and then see any other post that also contains that same hashtag. So you're kind of increasing your own reach. And Threads, a text-based conversation platform connected to Instagram. It has the same kind of makeup of X, of kind of the style of how the posts are seen. But hashtags also work kind of on Threads the same way as they do on Twitter. Social media platforms for storytelling and building a community. So for our purposes, we're leaning into kind of how your rare disease, you can amplify your rare disease, your experiences, and kind of build awareness around these. So the best platforms to really choose from when you're wanting to share your own stories and experiences and kind of build that online community through your own profile would be Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So we will do a deeper dive into those three platforms now. But I wanted to give you guys a good gist of all of the major social media platforms and kind of all of the possibilities that you do have. These are just the three main ones that we tend to see communities being built faster, easier, and they keep building throughout these platforms. So what platform is best? It's really up to you and your goals. So like I mentioned, Facebook, it's built for community. Facebook groups are great. Ongoing conversation, peer support, and connection. You could create a Facebook group around your own specific disease, or you could do something a little bit broad. Trusted space for sharing. People feel really comfortable sharing their own experiences in private Facebook groups because those posts are not being seen on kind of your activity on Facebook can be seen by your friends, but if you're in a private Facebook group, the posts that you're making within that Facebook group are not seen by all of your friend group. So it really is kind of a more private part of Facebook that people can really share more than they might be willing to share on their own Facebook page. Facebook groups are really great for building communities like that. They have room for real stories, so you have much longer character space. And the comment section is a great opportunity to build conversation and kind of respond back to people who are commenting on your posts. And it makes it really easy to participate. You can comment, react, or just read whatever it is that you're seeing on your screen. So Facebook makes it very easy to interact with content. Instagram, visual storytelling. If you're someone who's very into taking photos, you love taking kind of selfie videos, you love doing all of that, Instagram is probably your way to go. Visual storytelling is kind of the biggest thing over on Instagram. You can have really strong connection with the audience that you're building over there. Responding in comments, they can DM you directly, so you can have a direct conversation with whoever it may be that's responding to your story, the post that you just shared, whatever it is. Discovery through hashtags. So your content can be seen by people who aren't even following you just by using hashtags, which is really, really, really important when it comes to kind of building your own social following. And we'll get into that in a little bit later, but the hashtags on Instagram and TikTok in particular are really, really vital when it comes to your content being seen by new people, but also people who are searching for exactly like your disease in particular. Instagram also has really flexible sharing, so it's really easy to post moments, updates, and awareness messages through stories and posts. There are lots of interactive ways on Instagram that you can engage with your community through polls, yes or no questions, buttons, all sorts of things. And TikTok, high discoverability, short form video helps stories reach new audiences quickly. So as soon as you post a video on TikTok, it is sent out to that algorithm and you can refresh, and sometimes you will see 10 views within just that quick refresh. It's crazy how quickly it kind of sends your content out to the algorithms, and that's where kind of the authentic storytelling really performs well. People really love seeing just there's no crazy editing. It's very natural. People just kind of maybe filmed it in their car and then hit post. They added some captions and that's it. TikTok is also great for explaining experiences, symptoms, or myths. People really love being educated in a way that maybe they're able to relate to. And TikTok is a really great way that you can quickly be like, do you have this symptom? Well, I also had this symptom. And then I went to my doctor and I'm now diagnosed with this. Community over comments. So conversations also happen directly in the comments on TikTok. So really important to pay attention to who might be commenting. And the more that you are commenting and engaging with your TikTok, same on Instagram, anytime that you kind of get comments, the more that you're able to like them and respond to them in particular, the more that it will help the algorithm push your posts out to more people. All right, a little bit more. We'll dive into each of the platforms a little bit more. All right. Facebook. So like I mentioned, Facebook groups have provide an opportunity to connect with people interested in similar topics in a personal and authentic way. Include simple, clear keywords such as rare kidney disease support or rare kidney diseases, something that people are going to be searching for on Facebook to make sure that it pops up. Search for Facebook groups relating to your rare kidney disease and kidney diseases in general to find if there's already a group built out for it. And if you're not interested in using a personal Facebook account, you could always create a page that could also be linked through Instagram where you can post all your content related to your rare disease story, rare kidney disease news, all of those good things. Also highly recommend to utilize Facebook stories for additional day-to-day content, relevant news that might be helpful, an FDA approval, anything along those lines. But stories is just an additional way to increase your engagement and your overall reach with your posts. Instagram, you could use an already established Instagram if you're comfortable, or you could create a creator account, which could be used to share all things about your rare kidney disease and advocacy efforts. We're back to the hashtags point. So use hashtags to search the platform and to find others posting similar content. You'll want to follow these users and start engaging with them with their posts by liking, commenting, and saving. This will help not only increase your own followers, hoping that they see you engaging and they're like, oh, that's another rare disease patient. That's great. I'm going to follow them. That will help once you do post something, that will help the algorithm push your content out more. It kind of goes to show that you are an actual real person engaging with posts and you're not just a bot that kind of showed up and is trying to post whatever this random thing may be. Use video to help tell your story, tips you want others to know. Showing your personality is really great on Instagram, and their video editing app Edits is very, very easy to use and also has a ton of ready to use templates and audios that make it so simple for video creation and editing. I'm honestly blown away by how easy they've made it and how many templates there are that are available. Like I mentioned, stories provide a more behind the scenes look and opportunity to share content that you may not normally share on your feed. Using polls and other stickers will help increase engagement. So this is a great way to kind of give people an inside look at your daily life. Any content that you may not want to share on your feed, but you still want to share and kind of build that personal connection with your following. Stories are a great way to show your personality, anything else that may be helpful for your community to kind of know about you. Make your Instagram bio easy to understand and include keywords. And by keywords, we mean just kind of clear, basic words that anyone would be searching. So your kidney disease. You could even just add kidney disease kind of at the end, and it will help the algorithm and search engines kind of as it's crawling through and it's searching through the SEO. It will help pull your content out. Carousels can help you take a deeper dive into a story. So you can have 20 different slides included in one post, which you could go onto Canva and create kind of a text post, or you could just have a whole bunch of photos that you add some text on that kind of gives additional context. There's a lot of opportunities with carousel postings. You can also add a link to your profile if you have a personal blog, your own website, anything along those lines that may be helpful for sharing your story or any advocacy efforts that you have. You could always add the AKF advocacy or action alert link. It's always an option. And so a caveat with all of the different platforms is the algorithm, which is kind of how posts are displayed to each user, is a bit different on each platform. So for Instagram, you really don't need to be posting every single day on Instagram. You can kind of determine a posting schedule that works for your lifestyle, and really being consistent is most important. So we don't want, like say you're very active for 2 or 3 weeks and then you don't post for 3 months and then you kind of come back and you start posting again. It will take the algorithm much longer to rethink and kind of recalibrate itself with your content. So even if it's just like one post a week, just something to keep it active, we highly recommend just something to keep it going, because the algorithm will take so much longer if you haven't been posting recently. And then, like I've mentioned before, be sure to actively comment, reshare posts with others, and engage with the stories of others that you're following. This will help ensure that your posts are pushed by the algorithm. So once again, just proving to Meta and everything that I am an actual person here communicating with others, not just a bot that's pushing out this content. All right, TikTok. Like I said, it's not all dances anymore. It's become a great place to share your personal experiences and journeys while building an engaged online community through comments, those direct messages, and stories. Similar to Instagram, use of hashtags to search the platform to find other users posting similar content. You'll want to follow them and start engaging with their posts by liking, commenting, saving, and reposting. When you find these folks, they're also really great content ideas. So seeing what they're posting and seeing how you might be able to repurpose that for your own content. Carousels are also on TikTok, and they can help you take a deeper dive into a story if you're sharing the photos. Like I mentioned, you could add text over them to give a little bit more detail. Include keywords when writing the caption for your post, such as rare kidney disease awareness, rare kidney disease community, rare kidney disease day. You'll also want to make your TikTok bio easy to understand and include keywords that people would be searching, same as Instagram. If you're starting a new account, posting often and regularly is important and can really be beneficial for growing your account quickly on TikTok. It's a bit different from Instagram, where you could post anywhere from 1 to 3 times a day or more. I know that that sounds very, very scary, probably at first, but there are really, really, and I share them a little bit later too, but there are really, really easy editing apps that you can use, like CapCut, that make content creation very, very quick and simple. And you could sit down for half an hour and probably have 6 different videos done just with using these editing apps. So they make it very, very simple if you are a creator who's looking to start posting and everything like that. And then we always say, don't forget to actively comment, reshare, and engage with the stories of others. Like I've said before, this will help ensure the algorithm knows that you are a human, not a bot, and will keep pushing your posts once you do hit publish. All right, hashtags. So like I've mentioned, they are a great way to categorize content. So it's easily searchable and able to be found by other people not following you. So here's the really important part about meeting people who may not know who you are or may not be following you. Use them to search Instagram and TikTok, and they can most importantly be added to increase the reach and engagement. The caveat here is that Instagram and TikTok now limits each post to 5 hashtags. And you'll see 5 that I've recommended here for you guys to use for the Rare Disease Day purposes. And I definitely wanted to touch on that you may see other users using the hashtags, hashtag Reels, Explore, FYP, which means For You page on TikTok, viral, trendy, or other similar hashtags. That's great, but they're so broad that it may end up hurting your actual post reach. And because they're so broad, your post is getting kind of displayed to any and everyone who may not have any interest at all in rare disease. If you're starting a new account, I always recommend people maybe experiment with adding maybe a reel or explore maybe once or twice just to help with a new account, but I would not use it regularly because they are far too broad, especially when you have such a niche thing that we do have here that we want to share. All right. What do Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok all have in common is video, video, video. So over the last few years or so, the algorithms have really transformed to really hone in on video content. So the static, just a photo post is not being seen nearly as often as kind of a video post. So all 3 of these platforms, algorithms prioritize video, and it's the best type of content to post if you really want your content to be seen and engaged with. And it's also probably the best way to tell your story in an engaging and relatable format. People really want to see someone else on the screen, especially with the rise of AI. People are just kind of they're questioning what they're seeing and if they're actually seeing a real person or not. And when we want to amplify your personal stories, I think you're the best person to share your own story. So I know video can be intimidating, but I promise if you try, it will get easy. It gets much easier over time. That's what I always try to tell people. All right. Tips for creating content and growing your community. So like I said, creating content should be fun, not scary. When you're looking to build a community or following, it's important to determine a personal posting schedule you'll stick to. So like I mentioned, you don't want to be posting a lot for maybe 3 weeks and then go silent for 2 months and then start posting again. Even if you have just like 1 day a week that you want to say, here's what I'm going to post, my rare disease post, that's perfect. We just want to make sure that you have some sort of consistency in staying active, even if it's resharing a post from the American Kidney Fund. That's great too. We just want to make sure that your account stays somewhat active and is seen by the algorithm pretty regularly. So like I mentioned, video editing can be easy. There's a lot of video editing apps out there. Some really popular ones that have a ton of templates, audio, so everything that you kind of need to start posting a video are CapCut, InShot, VN Video Editor, or Clipchamp. These are all free apps that you can download right onto your phone. They're pretty, I believe, all Android and Apple. But they are great, very user-friendly. Canva is another great free resource for creators. You can find pre-sized post templates and you can customize, you can edit your videos in there. There is a ton in Canva that can be done and created. Highly recommend that. And of course, ChatGPT and other AI tools can help you draft post content ideas and a posting schedule fit to your needs and more. So if you're ever you start posting and you start thinking about, I'm not really sure what I'm going to post for the next month, plug it right into ChatGPT and it will plug out ideas for you. And you may have to do a little bit of, I want to change this, customize it for yourself, but it'll be very helpful for when it comes to ideas. Find your niches. So we're starting out with, you already have a niche. We're in a rare kidney disease. So you can go into kind of 2 or 3 niche topics to frame your content around that will help give direction to what you're creating, but will also help you build a following who are interested in those exact topics. So say your niche everyone has is your rare kidney disease. Other additional niches you could include is your advocacy work, personal lived experience, patient and caregiver relationships, mental health and emotional support. That's a really big topic that we've been seeing a lot of patients talk about themselves, is mental health and kind of the emotional support. Navigating the healthcare system, navigating a kidney transplant, and life after transplant. So I know each of you have different experiences, different diagnosis, and everything like that. All of those and your own personal hobbies, anything that you like doing personally, can all be used to share on social media. So say you can do all these, the niches that I have listed here, but say you're also, maybe you're very into dog training and you want to start posting a little bit about dog training on your social. You can add that in and relate it back to how it's keeping you active, something like that. And like I said, I know I hammered in video is kind of the best content for the algorithm, but not every post you make has to be a video. You can make use of templates or even just create videos out of photos using those editing apps. I love creating videos out of photos. It makes it very easy and isn't as kind of time consuming than kind of filming an actual video. As I've said before, carousels can help you tell a story and provide more information. They have the 20 slide option on Instagram, so you can really get into a deep dive of more information over there using those. You could add text over images to tell your story in an engaging and visual way. Say you have photos of yourself kind of as you were experiencing getting your rare disease diagnosis, or you were experiencing certain symptoms and you could create a carousel of these were the symptoms I was experiencing, but I didn't know that it was causing my diagnosis of this. So anything like that, I think you could repurpose and think about, how could I share this in this sort of format? So as I mentioned, most video editing apps have the templates that include current trending audios. Trending audios are really important because they can help increase the reach and engagement to your post. And if you're sharing a video, we always try to say, make sure to add closed captions while editing your video or within the app that you're posting on. A lot of, like, I know Instagram has the option to just add the captions when you're posting a video. So if you didn't add them as you were filming or editing, you can add it right before you post. But most users are browsing their feeds without sound and without those captions that they're able to see right away. they'll probably just scroll away from your video. So adding those closed captions gives that necessary context that people can see right away as they're scrolling without any sound, so they know to keep watching your content. All right, tips for growing your community. If you're creating a new account, growth takes time and consistent posting. Your first few posts may not get a ton of engagement, but it's important and so important to keep posting regardless. Do not get discouraged. The algorithm is, I'm still figuring out the algorithm each and every day here at AKF. So we're experimenting with content, everything else. So I highly encourage you guys to experiment with content, posting times, everything like that. It can be all different depending on the platform, the audience, all those things. So fostering community, use stories to engage with followers regularly, such as using a sticker to ask how their week went. Engage with the stories other people are posting. So stories are a very personal way you can start connecting and building a community with other people. I really love stories for like posting like an update, say like I'm on my way to the doctor or I've just left the doctor, anything like that other people might relate to. They love to see it. Even though you may think like no one cares about how I just left the doctor. That's perfect story content, I promise. When thinking about sharing your personal experience, think about how it could help others and start with an interesting hook. Something that immediately interests people where they want to hear, learn, and know more. So some examples that I have here are signs of my rare disease I was unaware of. 3 things I never forget to ask my doctor every visit. 3 ways my daily life changed after getting diagnosed with. Anything that kind of gives a little bit more context and could help people learn more and relate to is always really great content. Engage. Engaging with the other accounts will really help you build organic online friendships and showing the algorithm that you are not a bot. Commenting, resharing, and saving posts are all different ways to engage. However, commenting will help you build a personal following the most. Being even on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok across all 3, if you are in a comment section and people see you kind of being active, and especially if there's a whole conversation happening within your comment thread, people might follow you and they might be like, oh, this person I can relate to them. And it's a really easy and simple way to just get yourself out there more on social media if you're trying to grow your following. So you'll want to respond to comments. It boosts the engagement and tells the algorithm others are enjoying your post too. If people are also sharing your post, that's also a really great sign that they're resonating with it and that they think other people should see it too. One thing, like a secret thing, not so secret thing that I love to do is go through the following of larger already established social media accounts and see if those followers may be interested in your content. Based off of their bio and post, you can probably very quickly see if it's someone who may be able to relate to you or not. I always follow them and start engaging with their posts. So just a quick simple comment or a DM response to one of their story posts. That's all you got to do. But you'll be surprised at how quickly and easily you can kind of make friends online through just DMing and story responses. Like I said, DMs offer an opportunity for a more private conversation and encourage people within the caption of your post to DM you if they're interested in learning more about your experience, tips, anything along those lines. Encouraging that more personal messaging and connection, just like I said, will make that stronger connection with your followers. All right. Content for Rare Disease Day, February 28th. So we are just 11 days away from Rare Disease Day. And here we'll talk about kind of what can you post for Rare Disease Day. So you'll want to introduce yourself, who you are, what your rare disease is, and when you were diagnosed, the basics. Try to post 3 to 4 times before Rare Disease Day. Anything additional is great. Start posting stories and following others and leaning into your niche topics after introducing yourself, like why I joined AKF's Rare Disease Action Network, and you should too. 3 reasons why mental health is important to me and should be to you. 5 things to know about insert your rare kidney disease, and my 2026 advocacy goals as an AKF ambassador. So, after you want to kind of give a brief introduction of yourself, giving a little bit more information about yourself and what kind of educational topics or what else people may see from your account is really beneficial to kind of share early on. People will be able to quickly see, like, oh, okay, that's who this person is. This is the sort of content that I can expect to see from them, and I want to see it. So very quickly kind of gives followers, people who may be looking at your account, a really good overview of kind of who you are, what they can expect to see from you, and what you're going to be posting. On Rare Disease Day, you can start your content with a hook such as, did you know that today, February 28th, is Rare Disease Day? Signs of my rare kidney disease that I didn't notice were X, Y, and Z. Something I always recommend to people is end your post with a call to action, which is something that you want your followers or those seeing your post to do. So remember that those seeing your post may not be following you. They may be seeing you from that hashtag search or that Google search that just so happened to pull up your Instagram, because Instagram is now being pulled by Google SEO. So there's lots of ways that you could possibly get discovered through social media. But one thing as an example, I say, like, I'm passionate about sharing my personal journey in hopes of helping others experiencing similar symptoms or want to ask me about my own experience. Drop a comment below or send me a DM and I'd be excited to chat with you. Just being very open to conversation and talking with others who may have questions or experience the same symptom or something that you did, it is great. Having that open communication and encouraging people to comment or DM is really important. On Rare Disease Day, you'll want to share your post early in the day. We recommend between 8 and 10 a.m. This will allow the algorithm to show your post in other feeds all throughout Rare Disease Day. And then you'll also want to browse the Rare Disease Day hashtag on social platforms all throughout the day. You can check out different posts, engage with others, and follow anyone who you might find similar or interesting. So it could be a really good opportunity to increase your own following, but also meet new people that you may not have found their account before Rare Disease Day. Sample copy that I drafted, and you can of course customize this, but always including the hashtag Rare Disease Day and like the hashtags that we mentioned earlier in the presentation. But I won't read through both of them. I'm sure you both can, everyone can when we send out the recording. But I'll read through the first one. But today, February 28th, is Rare Disease Day, and I want to share a little bit more about my experience living with insert your rare disease. For me, this journey has meant, and here's where your personal experiences and what you experienced kind of is the most important part about this, because your context is what will relate to other people. So help spreading awareness by liking or sharing this post and comment below if you are another rare disease warrior. So that would kind of encourage others within your niche community to kind of show themselves, comment on your post. You could follow them. Hopefully they follow you. And this is where all those comments would be coming in. You can be responding to them, responding to others who are commenting on there. And you will kind of quickly see how like an online community can be built through comments and really diving into your personal experiences. And some additional social media notes that I wanted to include were have fun. So social media is meant to help build community. and you should have fun while posting and building an online community with others. So I know social media can feel very daunting, but at the end of the day, have fun. And it does not have to be stressful. It's really just for you to share your own experiences and to connect with others. If you're involved with other local advocacy groups and programs, follow them if they're on social media. That's a really great opportunity to just increase your profile and kind of where people might be able to find you if they are searching the following or followers of certain accounts. Tagging other accounts is also really beneficial. This will help increase your reach and potential engagement if the tagged account reshares or engages. It could be a great opportunity. You could collab with another Rare Kidney Disease Action Network member and say you want to do a collab post for Rare Disease Day and on Instagram, and you guys could do a collab post, and that way the post will be seen by both your and the person who you're collabing with followers. So it's kind of, it easily increases the reach of your post and your audience. And I want to mention AKF in your post, tag us so we can see it and engage with it. We may even repost it to our own account. We would love to see them. Social media platforms are also always coming out with new tools and features to increase audience engagement. Experiment with them to see what your audience enjoys interacting the most. One thing I love to do here is try new things. Social media is always changing. The algorithm is always changing. Experimenting is one of the best things to do on social media. On stories, you can share links, use sticker like polls, the emoji sliders, quizzes and countdowns. You can tag locations and also create a close friends list for an exclusive friends only story. And Instagram, within posts, you can also add polls and a prompt that people can answer right within the actual post. So there are lots of ways that you can kind of creatively work to increase your own engagement on your stories and posts right within the platforms. They are always coming out with new things. And the head of Instagram, Adam, he does a weekly Q&A on Mondays with new things that Instagram is trying out, what you should do, what you shouldn't be doing, that sort of thing. So if you're really interested in Instagram in particular, really good platform to pay attention to. Adam, I want to say his last name is Masseri, but he does a Q&A kind of each week on kind of what's the best practices for the platform currently. And then I also included the tags for AKF on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So the main ones that we talked about today. You can tag us on there. It will be me or my counterpart, Ann, seeing them, and we would love to engage. But we are on all of the other platforms that I mentioned. It's a variation of American Kidney Fund or @KidneyFund. So if you're on any of the other platforms, we would love to see your post there. Feel free to tag us, but you will see us come up under those usernames. And that is my final slide and a final thank you. But if there's any question, we do have time for questions if anyone has anything right now. But if you have any follow-up questions after the fact, I would be happy to help, love to answer. And you can reach out to me, and here's my email if you have anything you would love to ask. But if there's any questions, feel free to ask. But otherwise, that is the end of my presentation. And thank you all for joining me.